All right, everybody. We have Jahan Dotson here today. Let's get started with questions. We'll start with Mark Brennan with Fight On State. Go ahead, Mark.
Jahan, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate this.
Yep, definitely.
Hey, what can you tell us about Coach Stubblefield, maybe his personality, coaching style, and how anxious are you to actually ultimately get on the field and work with him, knowing his background as a receiver?
So yeah, we've been in contact a lot over this little quarantine, little break, I guess we call it. But yeah, I've got a real good feel for him. He's a great guy. I just honestly just can't wait to be around him and just get started working together, seeing what he's going to teach me. All the things I know, he has so many great things to teach me, as like you said, a great receiver back in his time. So I just can't wait to learn from what he has to give.
Next question is Ben Jones, statecollege.com.
Hey, John, I was just curious where you are right now, what you've been up to, and how do you kind of get through this in a way that's productive as you get closer to finally getting back on campus?
Yeah, so right now I'm back in State College and just waiting to work out with the team as we're going to start workouts pretty soon. But right now I've just been kind of working out on my own, working out with a couple of my teammates, kind of keeping in small groups and just, kind of trying to stay ready for the season coming.
Next question is Audrey Snyder with The Athletic.
Hey, Jahan, thanks for your time. I'm just wondering, what do you think Monday's going to look like for you when you're able to work out with the guys? What have they told you about that so far?
Yeah, I honestly have no idea what Monday's going to be like, to be honest. They try to tell us they're going to try to keep it as normal as they possibly can with everything that's going on. But honestly, I have no idea. I'm just ready for whatever comes at us and just ready to take it on full storm.
Rich Scarcella, the Reading Eagle.
Hi, Jahan. Thanks for your time today. What has these 3 months been like for you, waiting, trying to keep up on everything? And how would you describe your anticipation for the start of not only Monday, but when you actually get into the not voluntary workouts?
Yeah, so these past 3 months I've been kind of treating it like I was in season. Kind of my workouts I would do in season, just working on keeping my body straight so that I'm ready for the season upcoming, and trying to get better at something every single day, whether that's my hands, my footwork, working releases, just anything, trying to get better at any little thing every day. So then when the season comes, that I'm not a step behind. I don't have to wait a couple days to get adjusted. I'm just ready for the moment when it comes.
Donnie Collins, Times Tribune.
Hi, Jahan. What was the process like when you got back on Monday or whenever you got back? And did you have any real concerns at all that developed over the quarantine about what would need to happen for you to feel safe coming back?
So when I got back Monday, we had the testing right away, and that was honestly pretty much it. We just had the testing, and we're kind of self-quarantining ourselves for a couple of days until we can get back together with the team and work out. So it's been pretty difficult, honestly, just being by yourself and just not really doing anything, not being able to do your normal everyday tasks. But I know it's for the better, so I pretty much just got to follow to the script and just wait for whatever comes out.
Next question is Mark Wogenrich with SI.com. Hold on, I'm trying to find you, Mark. Gotcha. Go ahead.
All right, you got me now? Sorry.
Go ahead, Mark. Yeah, you're
Thanks.
good.
Sorry, appreciate that. John,
Yeah.
you said you're not quite sure what's going to happen Monday, but what do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish out of a first workout with your guys again?
Kind of just see where everyone's at. I kind of just want to have a feel of if everyone really claims that they've been working out back home, getting their work in, making sure they're ready. And I just want to kind of first day kind of put that to the test and see where guys are really at and see if guys have been on top of their game. So that's I just want to kind of test guys out a little bit the first day and just see where people are at.
Our next question is David Jones with Penn Live.
Hi, Jahan. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. What has the lack of continuity in the wideout coaches meant? Anything, nothing, a little bit? What? It must be difficult to try to follow the directions of so many different guys.
Yeah, you can kind of look at it in two ways. You can kind of say that it's hard going from coach to coach, but then I kind of look at it as a plus. I get to learn from so many great minds, so many guys who have been in the game for so long. They know so much about the game. They've seen so much before me, and so I kind of just I just look at it as a plus. Like Coach Stubblefield, he brings his own kind of swagger to the room, and as he was a great player, great receiver. So I can't wait to learn from what he has to learn, what he has to teach us. And then Coach Parker, he taught us so many great things that he done with so many other good receivers. So I kind of look at it as a plus. I get to learn from so many great minds and just take all that information in.
Thanks, John.
Yep.
Next question is Joe Giuliano, Philadelphia Inquirer.
Hi, Jahan. Thanks for your time today. I'm just wondering if you're imagining for next week, like it's not going to be the same, the routine's going to be different. What are you anticipating as far as having to navigate some obstacles to the normal routine and the sacrifices you guys are going to have to make?
Yeah, sacrifice, that's one of our core values. That just goes along with life. And so I'm just ready to adapt to whatever environment I have to. Just like I said, this quarantine, I had to adapt to being home. I haven't been home in a couple of years for that much time, so I had to adapt to that. So I just can't wait to just get back and kind of adapt to whatever they have in front of us.
Thank you.
Next question is Tyler Donahue, Lions 247.
Hi, Jahan. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for the time today. Wanted to get insight on a few of your teammates in that wide receiver room. Daniel George, who you came in with, what gives you confidence that year 3 on campus is going to be a big year for him? And then a couple guys that redshirted last season in John and TJ. Why should Penn State fans maybe expect those guys to take a step forward here in 2020?
Yeah, so I'll start with Daniel. I came in with Daniel, like you said, my freshman year, and I've just seen him do so many great things on the practice field. First year he came in, broke the longest touchdown reception record. He just does so many great things, and he has so many wow moments that I just can't wait for him to put them on display this year in games. And then the 2 freshmen that we have, JD and TJ, I honestly, those guys are just going to flourish. I say this a lot. Their work ethic is really what stands out to me. That's what I like most about them. They're always so hungry. They're always so ready to put in more work, and they're always so eager to learn stuff and put in more work. So I just can't wait for them to put all that hard work to test and really flourish this year.
Next question is Greg Pickle, Penn Live.
Hi, Jahan. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. Hey, you were talking a minute ago about how Monday will show the kind of work guys have been putting in the last few months. Can you tell us a little bit about what work you've been doing and how you've been able to do that without being on campus and at the facilities and everything else?
Yeah, so I've pretty much been working from home, working out with my dad in the basement whenever I get the chance, whenever he gets home, whenever he's done working. One of my close friends has a workout warehouse called Matrix. I've been getting some work there, working out with the quarterback that I played high school with, Anthony Harris, who's going to Maine. Just throwing with him, kind of just keeping my footwork and all that stuff kind of ready. So when I come back, so I pretty much been just working out every day, trying to stay in shape as much as I can, as ready as possible for when the season comes.
Next up is Nubias Wilborn, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette.
Hey man, how are you doing, Jahan?
I'm good, and you?
Man, I'm fantastic, man. What have you been able to learn from Kirk coming in, considering it's his first year, and how's the relationship been developing with you guys?
So with Coach Soraka, I haven't really had that much. I haven't been talking to him that much just because of the whole quarantine, and we haven't really been with each other. But from what I know, he's a great football mind. He knows so much about the game. And honestly, I just can't wait to get started and working with him. I know he's going to have a lot in store for me. So I just can't wait to just pick his brain a little bit and just get to know all the information I need to be a great player.
Nate Bauer, Blue White Illustrated.
Hey, Jahan. Just based on the spring depth chart that was released, are you moving back to the slot? And if so, how different is that? I know you started there, but what are some of the differences, I guess, of that position than some of the other wideout spots?
The slot, it's kind of like you have more space. I would say that's pretty much what I tell everyone. You just have more space to get open, basically, and I feel like that's an advantage to anyone. As a receiver, the more space you have, the more chance you have to get open. So I just can't wait to get back in the slot. I know Coach Soraka's offense, he's going to have us moving around a bit. So I love how we're going to be able to be versatile and moving in the slot, outside, and I just can't wait for the season to showcase the talent.
All right, we have time to go through the list one more time. If you don't have a question, just say pass, please. Mark Brennan, Fight On State.
Jahan, just to clarify, then I wanted to follow up. Do they have you guys living in a hotel, or what? Is that an apartment? What is it?
Yeah. Right now, we're staying in a hotel. I'm not sure till when, but yeah, right now we're in a hotel.
Okay, and then I wanted to ask you about Sean Clifford, and kind of, obviously he developed as a leader last year. How has he been able to continue that, and how did he continue it during what was obviously probably a challenging time when you couldn't actually throw to one, or have him throwing to you?
Yeah, Sean he's been great during this quarantine time. Is communicating with us, making sure we're on top of our stuff, knowing the playbook and stuff like that. And I was actually back with Sean a week or two ago, just getting back to throwing and stuff like that. So he's been great, just being in communication with us, and I just can't wait to get started with him.
Next up is Ben Jones, statecollege.com.
Jahan, are there going to be different leadership challenges this year when you consider some of the things you're not going to be able to do? Like maybe it's a Saturday after a game and you guys might have gone out in a normal year, but now, if you go out and get sick, then maybe you're not playing against, Ohio State the next week. Is that kind of a thing that you think about, and how does that kind of speak to accountability and leadership in the locker room?
Oh, that's actually a great point. I actually haven't thought about anything like that. But yeah, that's a great point to think about. There's definitely gonna have to be some accountability towards guys going out and the risk of getting sick. So that comes with a leadership role. And honestly, I'm just gonna have to take on the task myself to let guys know that, like, we need you, basically. We need everyone hands on, all aboard, and we're not gonna be able to do this thing without each other. So that's a big comment, I would say.
Audrey Snyder, The Athletic.
Hey, John, going back to the hotel thing for a bit, are you guys all in the same hotel? And, how are you getting your meals and that kind of thing?
Yes, I know we're not all in the same hotel. I know there's a couple of guys in a different hotel than us, but yeah, majority of us are in here. And then they're doing a great job by we have this thing called Mucho that they kind of give us. It's kind of like a bunch of stores around here that we kind of get money for. That we like. It's like a meal plan kind of in some way that we're kind of getting meals around here. So got a couple stores. I know my favorite spot is to go to a Sakura, and it's on Mucho, so I'm able to get some meals from there.
Next up is Rich Scarcella from the Reading Eagle.
John, I want to follow up something Ben asked you about. You were talking about whether you can go out after games or not. Ben asked you that. And Keaton mentioned this yesterday about how important it's going to be to the accountability for each other once you leave the football facilities. And I was wondering if that's something you thought of, and if you have, how important do you think that's going to be the rest of the year?
Yeah, so we're not going to be able, when we leave the facilities, we won't be able to watch every single one person. So guys are going to have to be accountable for themselves, knowing that they're at risk anytime they're in public with other people. So we're going to have to be cautious with things like that. Basically, we're going to have to just know that we're going to have to see the bigger picture in all of this and know that we have something going for ourselves that we need to always keep in the back of our mind when we're thinking about going out or stuff like that.
Thank you.
Next question is Donnie Collins, Times Tribune.
Once you guys get back out there and are able to do some stuff, what is the one or two areas where you think your game could really elevate this season, just the work you're putting in?
So since we're not kind of going against defenses and stuff like that, I feel like when we get back, one thing that I'm going to really have to focus on is kind of finding soft spots and zones and stuff like that, and just finding little ways to get open. Just whether that's versus man, zone, just finding little tendencies that the cornerbacks do that I know that they like to do well. So I feel like just picking the game apart, watching a lot of film. That's how I kind of get better. I watch like film myself, like one-on-ones or from 7-on-7s, and I kind of just pick my game and see what guys like to do. So I feel like that's one thing that I just can't wait to get back to.
Mark Wogenrich, SI.com.
Han, where and when did you and Sean get together to throw, and what was the experience like to do that again for, I guess, the first time since the Cotton Bowl?
Yeah, we were back here in State College, actually. I was here for a couple days that he was up here for, and we were kind of at the local high school at State College High, just throwing together. A couple other guys were there. We were just kind of just getting feel for each other, getting back in the rhythm, and pretty much just taking off.
David Jones, Penn Live. Dave, you got a question, or are you good?
Here, can you hear me, Greg? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got you.
I got muted somehow. Jahan, you must have spoken to your parents about risk of getting sick at some point, as parents are always worried, and
Right.
you may be worried about them in this case.
Yeah.
What kinds of things have you talked about with them?
Just being as careful as possible. It's really hard to kind of just stay away from people in a sense, and knowing that we have to work out and stuff like that, staying in shape. So just kind of being as careful as possible, staying around, just keeping a tight circle, basically. Knowing that I can't, especially with my mom, she can't get sick. So just kind of keeping that in the back of my mind, and just knowing that I basically have to always be thinking about who I'm around and what I'm doing.
Yeah, how is your mom? Is she better?
She's doing very well, actually. Thank you. Thanks for asking.
Good. Thanks, John.
Next question is Joe Giuliano, Philadelphia Inquirer.
Jahan, this is your third year in the program now. I wondered how prepared are you to be a leader on this team, and what are you going to tell the younger guys at your position about just what it takes to be a successful football player?
So yeah, this is my third year going on in the league. On the team. So it time flies by. Honestly, it felt like I was a freshman just yesterday. So just gotta tell these. One thing I would tell these guys is that you want to come in every day and just prove yourself. Prove to someone every day that you're that guy, essentially. A lot of the guys we have on our team, they were the best guy on their high school teams. So I would say every day you come into practice, no matter if it's a New England Patriot scout, if you're at practice, you want to prove to them that you're that guy. You're the reason why you're showing your talent and showing why you came to Penn State, why you were recruited by so many big schools. So I would just say coming in every day and just proving yourself.
Next up is Tyler Donahue, Lions 247.
Jahan, yesterday we spoke with Keaton Ellis, and I asked him about that 2019 cornerback group that he came in with, Marquise and Daquan and Joe Porter. You've worked against these guys on the field for a year now. How have they sharpened the wide receiver room? And what do you think about the outlook at cornerback moving ahead based on what you've seen from that 2019 class?
Yeah, they have a lot of talent in that the cornerback room, especially with that class. A bunch of guys that I can't wait to play against every day in practice, and then can't wait to see them play on Saturdays. Starting with Marquise, he's just a freak athlete. He has tremendous ball skills. He can do a lot of things that you just can't teach. Joey Porter does some great things. I have a lot of great one-on-one battles with him during practice. Daquan, he's one of the smartest football players I've ever come across. He's always just willing to learn. And then Keaton, he just has all the intangibles to be a great football player. So I just can't wait to see those guys flourish, and then can't wait to work against them every day and get me better and get them better.
Greg Pickle, Penn Live.
Jahan, what will it take for this receiver group to take the next step forward, and what does that step look like in your mind?
I think in my mind that we just have to come out and prove that first prove to our team that we're the best group on the field every day at practice. It has to start from day one during these workouts on Monday. We have to prove that we're the best group on the team, work the hardest, because a lot of people have us as one of the weaker spots on the team. So we just got to come out every day and prove to everyone that we're one of the best groups on the field at every time we step on the field. So I feel like it's just proving ourselves and making a name for ourselves.
Time for two more questions. Nubias Wilborn, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette.
Question. A lot of guys have kind of talked about, not being able to play at Beaver State or not having the crowd, but you're not the kind of guy that likes the road as well. Like, how much do you miss, like, not having those hostile crowds at Michigan and Michigan State and some of these other places?
Yeah, I kind of feed. I love away games because I kind of feed off the away crowd. It kind of fuels my game a little bit, but just not playing in front of those crowds. I actually, when I was in high school, my junior year, when I played at a prep school, we probably had like maybe 50 people max at our games. So I was kind of used to not playing in front of a lot of people. So I'm just ready to just get on the field and play, whether we have fans or not. I know it's gonna suck, the whiteout and stuff like that, but as long as you come out and ball, that's all that really matters.
Last question is Nate Bauer, Blue White Illustrated.
John, did you get much of a chance before the shutdown to work with Keandre, and what were some of your impressions of him?
So before the quarantine, we had winter workouts, and that was kind of the only time I got to really work with Keandre. And I really found out at that time that he's a competitor. He always wants to win in everything he does. kind of hanging around him, being in class, playing in Madden between classes. He's a competitor. He always wants to get better. He always wants to win, and he's a student of the game. That's one thing I love about him. He's always willing to learn. So I just can't wait to see what he has in store. I know he's been working hard over this break, and I just can't wait to see him take off.
All right. Thank you, Jahan, and thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Appreciate it.